Captain Forest here, bringing you guys my death battle prediction video for Galactus versus Unicron. Now, in this video, I'm going to be mainly talking about Galactus. Now, Unicron, he's very powerful. There are some feats you can look up. I'm not super knowledgeable on Transformers itself. I know they have IDW comics. I know they have some Cthulhu mythos stuff. But there's just a lot of avenues you can take to kind of scale, the Transformer verse. But I'm mainly going to be talking about Galactus, and me personally, I predict that Death Battle is going to give Galactus the victory. Now, as we see as time progressed, when it comes to Death Battle's research, it still needs a bit of work, but it is far more impressive, like leagues impressive in comparison to its, to their old projects. Their old research back then was just completely horrific. It wasn't very good. Now, of course, they have, team members, even though some of them just, I have my own gripes with when they have their own research, because some of the research they use could still use some, more improvements. But regardless, it is a huge difference, when it comes to the scaling, and I trust they will use very good AP scaling for both combatants, especially Galactus, as certain feats. And of course, we've witnessed this with, for example, with Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer. They brought up some really good feats for both of those combatants. So, let's begin. I'm going to talk about Galactus mainly because I know a lot about Galactus. I'm not a huge expert, but I know enough. So Galactus does vary depending on his hunger levels. He's very powerful. You have a starving Galactus, you have a hungry Galactus, you have a Galactus who's peckish or fed, and then there's a well-fed Galactus. When Galactus is really fed, he's very powerful, he's at his full power. But when he's hungry, starving, obviously he does wane in strength and in power. So I'm going to talk about some feats from what I can remember from my dome. So there was the time where Mephisto had taken Galactus's herald, Silver Surfer, as hostage, and Galactus was not having any of it. Galactus literally turned up to hell itself and demanded that Mephisto hand over Silver Surfer to him. Mephisto actually did battle. He was like, no, I'm not giving you your herald. He's mine. And he was going to battle Galactus in that realm. And Galactus literally said, I will consume your realm if you do not give me back my herald. So he was going to consume hell itself, this conceptual realm. And Mephisto conceded. He was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to let this dude eat my realm. This isn't worth it. Here, take back your property. And this is insane because Mephisto, when he's in his own realm, is very powerful. This is for example, the Howl Lords. Howl Lords themselves in Marvel are at their best when they're inside their realms. They're very powerful. They have more control. They have, they can utilize their abilities to their fullest potential in comparison to being outside of their realm. And even while inside that realm, with Mephisto having the home field advantage, he could not deal with Galactus's might. Galactus was going to eat that realm. And I've talked about certain pieces of the Marvel cosmology, and depending on where you place certain realms and certain ranges for them. And in this case, for the realm Hell itself, it can range from anywhere from Altiversal, High Altiversal, Boundless, or an Extraversal realm. And this is Galactus. Galactus was going to consume this conceptual realm. So right there and there, you have a creation level feat for Galactus. He was going to eat this thing. And due to its hierarchy in the Marvel cosmology. Now, of course, there's the feat with Galactus fighting the In-Betweener, boxing the In-Betweener. That's also a feat right there. in between himself is he embodies the concepts of duality and I think it's choices as well. I can't remember the other word, but he does embody duality and sides. So that's also a creation level feat right there, an outerversal feat, high outerversal, depending on where you scale Marvel. So right there, we have two feats there. You have Galactus fighting Odin as well. They both had like a battle of the minds, and literally Odin was so desperate in that fight because Thor tried to get involved. Thor literally hits Galactus with his hammer. Doesn't really do much, but it does piss off Galactus, and it completely disrupts their mental battle that they were having. And it got so bad to the point where Odin had to resort to trying to headbutt Galactus to no avail. So yes, Galactus did get damaged, but it caused Odin to literally knock himself out, and Galactus literally regenerates and was gonna literally like destroy this old man. So you have him literally battling like Odin and doing fine, which is very impressive. There's been occasions where the Avengers have tried to fight Galactus to no avail. Thor's hammer, he's taken hammer strikes. Thor is most certainly not holding back against the bloody Galactus. And I've talked about Thor. I actually did a power scaling video on Thor if you guys want to check that out. So look at the difference. This is back then, of course. I'm talking about like before Thor got his crazy amps, before Thor got all these crazy forms and all that jazz. Back then, bro, like the scaling gets insane. So not even the likes of Fantastic Four, X-Men, even Storm, when she's using her full power to try and deal with Galactus, it means absolutely nothing. I also did a video on Storm. These are Omega level mutants. Omega level mutants are at least outerversal when it comes to their mutant powers. I've talked about Cyclops' optic blast, how powerful that is. I've talked about Storm and her weather manipulation. Sorry, I can't speak, I'm tired. And I've talked about many other powerful mutants who you can argue some creation level stuff for them, and that means absolutely jack to Galactus. And of course, Galactus himself, easily, when it comes to speed, he would obviously have immeasurable and irrelevant speed scaling just due to himself, feats that he's shown, and just scaling off other characters. And of course, he would obviously scale to Silver Surfer. In fact, he was the sole responsible person to even give Silver Surfer his powers. And Surfer has also tried Galactus, and we've seen Galactus swat him away like a bug. And I've gone over Surfer too. Surfer has really good feats. So those are just some things I can remember off the top of the head. There's probably more feats for Galactus, but literally right there, those feats alone with those, just those little feats I've mentioned, that easily puts Galactus in the creation level ranges: outerversal, high outer, boundless, and extraversal. Now, Galactus is extremely, extremely dangerous when it comes to hacks. You know, you could even argue him having like things like the ultimate nullifier, which erases you from existence. It erases your concept. He has, of course, existence erasure, mind manipulation, matter manipulation. He can literally do so much things to you. Like, of course, he has his energy beams. He can literally destroy you down on a subatomic level, or even smaller than that. Galactus is very dangerous, and his regeneration is very good as well. He has so many things he can do, especially in combat. So that's somebody you don't want to mess with. But anyway, that's what I can remember off the top of my head. Those are the things that Galactus has, and I think if it comes to Unicron, I definitely lean a little bit more so with Galactus more often than not. I think Galactus will take this just due to his feats. These are just some of the feats I've mentioned are just casual feats. Very casual feats. He's casually into these tiers. And I think the hacks and abilities will be enough. But anyway, that's my prediction. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section. It's been real. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.